I have something here to discuss with you guys. I called it the red pill gut punch because something weird happened in the manosphere of the red pill in the last couple of years. It got really soft, really Disney-like in the mentality. I think people forgot the red pill is just simply, information and do with it what you will. But I guess a lot of grifters and creators have come into space. You don't even have to call it red pill. You could just call it people in general that are giving dating advice, like TikTok level brain slop. And I think it stems from a lot of these new younger creators that they were kids that were glued on, and maybe even other shows, but Aladdin, Little Mermaid, thinking that some princess is going to spot your heart, right, and swoon over you because you're special, like you're the hero in that little fairy tale, and should have kissed happily ever after, right? But reality doesn't work like that at all. That's what the Disney mentality is. And it should stay as a harmless bedtime story for men. But somehow it turned into this fucking trap because it has men chasing women, thinking that they're going to find one that loves them for them, right? She's going to love me, for your quirks, for your dreams, your inner beauty. And she doesn't, and she never will, because the truth is women aren't wired for that unconditional shit. The sooner you swallow the real red pill, the sooner you stop essentially torching your life on romantic delusions that are going to leave you broke, probably bitter and alone. And you'll be wondering why every right swipe turns into dead ends constantly. So for the she's not loving you for you aspect, she's in it for provision, protection. That's the real world shit that keeps her safe, because that's just biology talking. It's not Hallmark cards, you guys. Stop hunting for your mom's fucking coddling in a grown woman's curves. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Like, she's going to tuck you in at night and whisper that you're enough just for fucking breathing, because that's the kid stuff. You're a man now. You understand? So at least you're supposed to be in the West, but that's a whole nother story in and of itself. And so a lot of men are clinging onto that fantasy, is why they're still swiping right on every fucking little smile that reminds them of that childhood hug, only to wake up wondering why it feels so damn hollow. Like you're the only sucker buying the lie that love's free and easy, when it's always been a damn transaction, That's the truth. It's always been. So you think jetting off to Thailand or Ukraine's going to rewrite the script. For a lot of guys, that's what they believe. They're going to land in some untouched paradise and snag a, quote, traditional gem who's pure and untouched by the West's chaos. But it's the same damn playbook, you guys, everywhere, because women run on instinct. And the instinct is security, strength, a guy who doesn't fold under pressure. No passport stamp is going to be a magic spell that makes her fall for your fucking dad jokes. Understand? So if you're fleeing overseas to dodge your own baggage, you're just hauling it across borders. It's like a cursed suitcase following you around, and you'll still fucking crash when you realize that the women don't change overseas. Okay? The only real difference really is they're not fat and they're a little more feminine. That's it. So, and to guys in the West, the standards have gotten that low. So, wherever you go, you can consider like the economy is the same rigged game. Wages are flat. Everything is skyrocketing. You're still the average dude scraping by 65K, let's just say a year after taxes, rent eating half your check, student loads bleeding you dry, and you got no room left for a decent date without dipping in a ramen money. Understand? And then that's dating in the West in a nutshell. When you go overseas, essentially what happens is the 65K check, if you can maintain it online, puts you in the top percentile. It'd be like making 150K in the United States. You will run into the similar issues, though. It doesn't matter. The problem is the true love myth. It's a scam, and they got peddled by the fucking rom-coms and the Taylor Swift anthems, and it makes everyone believe that soulmates who click without any conditions, it's just love at first sight, but it's always been a transaction. It's just raw and pragmatic in nature. And women nailed that memo ages ago. They already understood this for a long time. They're sizing you up, dude, based on your wallet, your frame, your backbone. Do you have a spine on you, or do you fold? And is she going to walk all over you? They check for this, right? You have to, don't be the guy essentially scribbling fucking love poems like you're in a fucking Jane Austen fever dream. So flip that shit back and vet her the way they vet you. You got to be ruthless, clear-eyed, because you're not casting for a fucking fairy godmother. You're building a team for the long haul. And half-assing that hire, if you consider yourself the boss of your life, is going to cost you everything. Just like it costs the average guy who buys the Disney bullshit and he ends up alone at 40, scrolling apps with a beer gut and black pilled stare. And he's asking himself why he couldn't make it work when the math never added up in the first place. Worse yet, the dudes who got married and ended up losing everything because they were never the first choice anyways. They went on the she loves me for me instinct. It's Disney happy ever after. She'll learn to love me. Our bonds will grow. That's not, no. You got sold a lie. Okay. Attraction starts from self-improvement, from discipline, for becoming the best version of yourself, for earning as much money as you possibly can, for taking care of all these little things that, quote, make you attractive a man. Okay. You have to start grilling them on real shit. Does she cook? Does she clean? Can she nurture a home? And we're not talking that weird ass like tradcon cuck shit, not some retro fetish. We want to see, is she really all in? Investing in sweat equity, not just vibes. I want to plant a garden because vibes, it looks cool on TikTok. Like, really, does she like doing that? Does she get down like that? Body count, low or virgin, for the guys that are looking for that, especially the dudes that are heavily Christian and still going to church. It's not slut shaming. It's just pattern spotting for impulse issues down the line, right? You'll inherit that shit like bad debt. Did she grow up with a rock solid dad who modeled manhood for her? Or is she lugging daddy issues that'll turn you into unpaid fucking therapist? You understand? So be careful with the social media use. I have to repeat this one all the time because I think it's become the number one issue today. And it's become the main distraction in someone's life and the main progenitor of propaganda in everybody's life today. If she has a bad relationship with social media, nothing will save you. Not her father, not her family life, not how she grew up. Nothing. You lost. We've seen plenty of videos of grandmothers at 65 feeling like they can divorce their husbands and leave their 3-4 kids and go start over fresh. And that's fucking, it's out of control. You're 60, lady. What are you talking about? Because TikTok told you so. You understand? So you have to treat these like, these are the most important non-negotiables, because ignoring them for just that hot flash of the chemistry, because you're going to see some chick with a really pretty face or huge titties or whatever it is, and you'll end up in a cage that you built for yourself. And you'll wonder where that magic went when she's already eyeing the exit or the next upgrade. Or worse, when you put the ring on her and she completely switches up on you, which is what a lot of guys report, because you were never the guy anyways. She just secured the check, the provisioning and protection. So now she can let her guard down and relax. This happens to a lot of guys all the time. It's brutal. So, the real toll of swallowing this so-called Disney Kool-Aid, you're not just going to be nursing a broken heart. You're going to hemorrhage, dude. Time, cash, self-respect, blowing stacks on dinner, do-overs for fucking ghosts who ghosted because you skipped all the vetting. You erode your edge. You'll turn into a fucking simp. You'll be begging for scraps. Instead of feeling like a king who commands the board, dude, you're going to be a fucking, there's no other thing worse to call you than a simp. And that's the word. That's a man hoe. That's the version of a hoe for a man, is a simp. You give up your most important asset, your time, for free. Imagine if a chick is out here fucking for free, we call her a hoe, and she's a dumb one at that because she makes no money. At least whores get paid. They're professional. The girls today are fucking for no cash. So imagine you walking around, she loves me for me, giving her your attention for free without asking. This is the friend zone for a lot of guys. This is what they're doing. Can you imagine being the best friends of a girl or hanging out with a chick for years, hoping one day she notices you? That's fucking insane. You have to be careful with this stuff, guys. Life is not Hollywood. It's all fake. You're going to end up grinding out, working 2 jobs, trying to afford the fucking ring, the house, the American dream, all that shit, competing for fucking roster runners. She was just swapping dudes left and right before you. And now you're going to break your back for what? Think about this. Okay. Then you'll end up like doing crazy shit. You'll be scrolling red pill rabbit holes at midnight, fist pumping in rage, looking at shit like, fuck, is this me? This sounds like me, but no, she's different. This can't be. Maybe she can change kind of shit. Yeah. And then you'll be saying dumb shit like, it's not all women. No, mine's different. How many dudes got burned thinking that way? Come on. So I think I would advise guys to ditch those rose tinted glasses, get pragmatic. I know it's hard to hear because she's got to be there before the success, or she's got to prove to me. She doesn't have to prove anything. The entire sexual dynamic is you have to prove that you're a man to her first in order for her to carry your babies. You got to earn enough money. You got to be able to protect her and provide that security, and you get kids in exchange. That's what the basis is. That's fundamentally what the exchange is. We can pretend that you can go overseas and you can get something a bit more organic, but it isn't. The standards are slightly different, but mostly underpinned by economics. If we're being honest, if you go somewhere poor like Thailand or the Philippines, you are economically advantaged, and therefore you can get what appears to be more organic love, but it isn't, because if you lost your check, she bounces. How many single mothers are in the Philippines? Ask anybody who's traveled there. They're fucking everywhere. Okay. They have an epidemic of single mothers. So check her fucking track record. Eyes on her actions. Don't pay attention to words. Right? What is she doing on Instagram, on social media, on TikTok? You know, words are cheap, dude. Talk is cheap. They're like farts in the wind. They disappear. Okay. You got to demand that she's partner material. You need proof, not a passenger in your life. Okay. And swing the spotlight home as well. Look at yourself. Are you the provider? Are you a pillar? Are you the man she'd bet her future on? Are you just coasting on that kind of nice guy bullshit? Are you stacking value for yourself? Right? Do you have a checklist of where you want to be? Are you putting in work to get there as a man? Because you got to ask yourself the same thing. If you're truly in that position, you say, if I had a daughter, would she date me? That's a rough question to ask. A lot of men would probably say, I don't think I'm ready yet. I'm not at that point yet. I wouldn't be comfortable yet. Right? Or I could be doing things better here and there. So think about that too. Yeah, because the pendulum swings both ways. We can demand a lot out of women, but you cannot demand very little of yourself. If you have demands, you must have them placed on yourself too. You could be a highly demanding person as long as you have high standards for yourself. Thoughts?
So I'm in a relationship with a woman that I told her I did not want a fat girlfriend. And after I said that, she, and I actually gave her a limit. I was like, if you get to be this fat, I have to, reevaluate. And then she went and got that fat.
Damn.
So now I feel like, you invest all this time and money, into a relationship, and then you have a standard.
Mm.
I don't know if you're testing me or what, but I'm like, shit. Am I going to wait for her to lose weight? Because, I'm not nearly as attracted to her now as I was when she was hot. I don't know if that's shallow, but
No, it's real. You can't look. Men are getting shamed in society for that, but women don't get shamed for doing the same to men. And the same to men would be like, how many stories have you heard of a guy lost his job, or he hasn't gotten raises, or something of that nature? He's failing on his masculine imperative, and she's empowered. You go, queen, you leave. He's an asshole. He broke the deal on his end. So she broke the one deal that women have on our end, is stay attractive. Like, how do you become fat and overweight in your relationship, and then you're shocked that your man is no longer attracted to you? That's insane. Right? That's like you're losing your job and you're expecting her to stay with you for how long? Like, you give somebody a time, like a gap to fix it. Like, hey, you've gained some weight. I know maybe shit is hard lately, but I'm gonna need you to fix that stuff just for your own health, but also for our relationship. It's the same shit. You're given the same grace period with women. It's like, hey, I understand you got fired. Shit happens. AI's coming. Whatever it is. It's like, I'll give you some I'll give you some time to get back up on your feet. Some women are ruthless. They just leave right away. Like, dude loses his job in a fucking accident, boom, divorce. Right? She's just waiting. Doesn't want to be a part of that shit. Or something else happens tragic to him and he can't work and he's lost his job, whatever. Boom, she leaves. It's the same fucking bullshit, but on the reversal. So you are completely in the right. Hey, the person I started dating is no longer here. You ate the person I started dating. So
yeah. So I'm trying to hold frame, right? It's like, hey, I said this. I said this to you, and you agreed at the time, and now you're fat. So it's like I got to make a decision. I don't necessarily want to, bail and just say, all right, fat ass, that's it. I guess right now, I'm trying to give her time.
How much time has passed?
Oh, it's maybe 2 months.
Okay.
But I don't see her doing anything, right? I mean, she got fat because she just started eating sugar.
Well, there you go, dude. Words fart in the wind. So you brought it up, and then were there any actionable changes? It sounds like no. 2 months is a lot of time too. So,
Yeah, and I'm watching her behavior, and she hasn't changed her behavior.
mm.
So that's why I'm feeling like I'm stuck.
Yeah, it's the sunk cost fallacy that's fucking you up the most. It's like I've invested so much, I don't want to start over. It's hard enough as is. That's what gets guys struggling to just walk out of the door.
And everything seems like it's a negotiation, right?
Mm. Hmm.
She tests me all the time, and I'm just like, okay, okay. Uh, and then she kind of negotiates down like how much she's going to do versus how much I do for her, and that gets pretty fatiguing. And then, yeah, then she goes and gets fat.
Mm.
So it's kind of like everything is negotiation, and and I think this is part of the negotiation. She's like, well, what's he going to do? Is he going to dump me because I got fat?
Yeah. And what's your next move going to be now? Like, do you have a set time in your head? Okay, if this much time passes, nothing, I have to bail. Or are you going to wait in perpetuity?
Yeah, I know that's a tough one.
Yeah.
I'm like I am trying to be a leader and just say, hey, look, I'll work out hard too, and we'll both lean out.
Hmm.
I'm more lean than her, but it's like if I can get hard, then and she sees that, then she knows that she better either do it or leave,
Have you been?
or I'm just gonna leave. I have, yeah.
Oh, well, there you go.
But, like, I'm exercising and she's not, and I've seen that for the last 2 months,
Wow.
so I'm getting annoyed.
Yeah. So
But, yeah, I mean, for years, I hate to just punt because, I've been doing that seems like for decades. You meet a woman, you guys have a good thing going, and then they negotiate it down. They're like, "Well, how much shit this guy gonna take versus how much is he gonna put in?"
hmm
And then you get to that threshold, and then you have to be like, "All right, this isn't working for me anymore."
hmm
But you can do that all your life, At one point, do you just stick it out?
well, there's certain things in the contract that you can't give up. Like, no one is going to fault you for just getting older and shit gets harder to maintain, but you do so, to your best of your abilities. You don't go and get overweight and shit. Um, so part of the contract is being, as in shape as you can for your age. We're not asking fucking Olympian level strength and fitness and being shredded. Like, calm down. We're just the bare minimum here. Hey, let's not get overweight. Let's maintain similar size that we were. Hey, we had a discussion about it. Hey, I've made a change myself. I've started going to the gym. You're not going. What's going on here? Okay, now we're going to have to sit down. Like maybe it was a passing comment. Maybe you weren't taking me seriously. Maybe you didn't believe I was being serious, but I've gone to the gym these past few months. I'm going to give you a couple months here. This is a good thing. I don't want to, but you're forcing my hand. I can't be with somebody that can't take care of themselves.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I spin it. I say, "Hey, you gotta be healthy because I'm working hard to be healthy." And
Mhm.
and every time I cook for her, I cook really healthy food. And whenever she cooks, it's like, kind of a whatever
But
thing.
but do you see like the what you're describing to me is like she doesn't work out, her actions, the food she's cooking. It's you're listening to her words and like giving her a reprieve and like okay, as if she can cash that check in, like her word is bond, but her words mean nothing because actions dictate everything. So she's not even cooking clean food. She won't even go work out. It's been 2 whole months. Like okay, dude, I'll give you a week or two. Reorient your schedule, find gyms, whatever bullshit you need to do and like, okay, let's get serious on the health kick. And you're cooking healthy food and you're leading by the initiative. It wasn't just talk on your end. Okay, now we have a problem. Now we have a real problem. It wasn't just like, hey, we're bullshitting each other. So are you a partner in this? Are we in together? Or am I just going to pull the fucking sled for both of us? Because it's not going to work that way. So you have one more conversation in you. I don't know how many other of these conversations you've had, but there's a certain point where she knows you'll buckle or fold or just forget about it because you won't walk away. So he doesn't sense any pressure there for you walking away. It's like, oh yeah, he has these convos with me, these conversations, and he beats around the bush and, we'll forget about it a couple months later. Life gets in the way, blah, blah, blah. And then they bubble up every few months or however long it takes for you to get annoyed and build that shit up again to bring it up. But it's like, have you ever really acted upon it?
Yeah, I've been kind of engaged on it now that I reflect on it.
You see? Yeah.
And I bought her weights, like 3 weeks ago. I was like, hey, you should try this. Use resistance bands. Here's a kettlebell. These are great. Try this out. And she, I saw her use it one time, and
Mhm.
that's it.
Well, there you go.
But yeah, I might be kind of being a bitch about it.
Yeah.
But
Just
I'm gonna see, like, if I lean out and I show up and it's like, hey, I'm making progress. You're not making progress. I think that's an easier conversation to have.
Yeah, but I think you're just trying to give yourself a way out, like conscious. You're conscious a way out. Like, you know what? I did my part, and I didn't want to push you. I was going to lead by example. So like now I'm clear to leave. I'm not a dick, and I'm also not. I feel like I did my best on my way out. Well, just fucking lead her and tell her the truth from the get go. Hey, you're gonna and stop and don't waste your time either. Because okay, I'm gonna lean out and then she does nothing. So then you're wasting precious, valuable time with somebody that's not gonna change. Or you could just have that conversation today. Hey, look, I'm making a change. My effort's real. I need you to match it. Can't have you cooking shit anymore. If you don't want to match it, I understand. That's not the kind of person I want to date, and I'm moving on and save yourself the fucking headache. You're going to end up in the same place anyways. You just want to wrap it kind of in a neat bow, consciously, subconsciously, so that when you walk away, you're like, well, I did everything. I did everything I could. I even gave her extra months and I was cooking and I was working. I even got lean. No, no, no. You're allowed to make these demands while you're improving yourself too. You don't have to wait for the final product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And again, I'm holding myself back just because it's, I've been doing that for years.
Mm-hmm.
Relationships last 2, 3 years, and then they just kind of fizzle out. So I'm like, shit, am I just being too hard? Am I, is it too easy for me to quit and leave? That goes back to that attachment style thing that
Yeah.
I mentioned a while back. So like, yeah, I might have an attachment style problem where I
Mm-mm.
just find it too easy to leave. So now I'm like, shit, maybe I should be more gracious.
Yeah, gracious is what you've already been doing. That's the thing. You told her, you bought her weights, you're cooking clean food. That's being gracious. You being an asshole would have been like, hey, you got fat, I'm bouncing. Whoa, wait, 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 wait. I'm sorry, life got in the way. Nah, I'm cool, dude. I'm not into fatties. That's not being gracious. You're pulling all the stops here. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We're months in. It's just, it feels dirty on your subconscious. And also it's weighing on you because, like you say, you're like starting to dive into an attachment style you've already put in a few years. Sunk cost fallacy. Fuck, I have to start over again with the brand new this whole song and dance again. And that shit's stressful. For a man, it's hard. And you don't want to go through the process again of learning somebody, trusting them, all that shit. And you feel like, and can't you just fucking lose weight? That's easier for both of us. That's what your mind is really screaming at you. And it's like,
Yeah.
dude, she can't even do that. Fuck. And then your other side is like, you got to leave. Fuck. She can't even do the basics. She doesn't care about you. Because if she did, she wouldn't be doing this in the first place. And then your other half is screaming what I just said. So that's like the feeling you're fighting.
Yeah. When she was fit, I mean, she was just smoking hot, and I think, yeah, maybe I can just lead her back to that.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Because that was awesome.
Yeah. But you've been trying and nothing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay,
That,
that's good perspective.
yeah. A lot of this is a problem most men have because they are the romantic type and feel like second chances and all this investment on our end because it is a huge investment on a guy's end financially. A woman can bounce back. They always do from breakups really easy because it's just the way the nature of dating is. She can go back on a fucking dating app or just drop by the bar and boom, somebody's going to talk to her. So for them, and psychologically in studies, it's shown they move on much faster in that sense anyway. They're pragmatic daters in general. So they've sized you up for like, can you provide? Can you do all this? Blah, blah, blah. They're like doing it like a shopping list. But the guys are the romantic bullshit. This is why we were talking about the Disney mentality because it's like, well, I like this aspect about her personality, and I like this, and that's so unique and different. And it's like, yeah, but on the pragmatic side, the way she's judging you, judge her. So what is she providing you? She's got a ton of fucking money at her job. Is she making your life easier? Is she cooking all the good food you need to get on your health journey? Is she like how does she benefit you? And once you start checking those off instead of all the like romantic shit, like, well, I like the jokes she makes. We got good jokes. And like, oh, she really likes these pizzas that I like. And yeah, that's bullshit. Anyways, next, what are the pragmatic side? Because all that disappears if she gets fat, doesn't it? Like you're what? You're gonna enjoy her laugh when she gurgles like a fucking piglet. Shit changes, dude. What part of her is benefiting you? Because if you stopped
Yeah.
making money, if you stopped anything that attracted you to her in the very beginning, she would have bounced. You think she would have showed you grace months on end and like just a little slick here, like I got you, Sean. I got you these job applications, and like maybe you should try applying here. Really? You think she would have coddled you like that? That's a grown woman, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yeah, fuck. I feel shallow, really. That's another part of it. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I made that standard, and now that uh she's crossed it, and I'm looking at everything else, it's like, yeah, she's quality in a lot of ways. It's just I can't get it up for a fatty,
Mm-hmm.
and that sucks.
Well,
So
it's like what you said. That was the red line in the sand. She crossed it, and then you shouldn't feel shallow. You should actually feel disappointed in yourself because you didn't stand by on your red line. You drew a red line in the sand, and she walked over it, and nothing happened. Like that says
yeah,
more.
and I've told her,
Yeah, that's more about you and your self respect than it is about feeling shallow. Because if you had self respect, you would have bounced already. You would have made your intention known from the get go, like months ago, 2 months ago. Say, hey, I'm about to go on a health kick. I want us both to be healthy. I'm going to lead us the way. I'm going to start cooking, buy you some weights. Here's the workouts. I have high expectations for you because I'm going to place high standards on myself. And I'm going to need you to be there with me. Because I'm not the only one that's going to be cooking good food here. I can't have you cooking shit. And then that was it. That was your time to quote shine, lead the relationship, and see, do the actions match the words. Turns out they did it. So now you're doing like you're doing like the nice guy around, beating around the bush. Like, hey, here's some weights. You should try these. They're nice. So, and it's backfiring on you because look, she's trampling all over the red line, dude. So, and then you ask
yeah,
yourself,
I kind of,
because when look, you feel like an asshole, but ask yourself, if she really loved me, would she be doing this? If she really cared about me, would she at least make an effort? Like, does she even love me? Where's the effort here? Look at the effort I make. Why doesn't she have the same level of effort I do? Is she fucking playing me for a fool? Am I a joke to her? Is this really a partnership? Like, she really respect me at all? You have to start asking those questions that make you angry because you're not getting 50-50 here. You're putting in the majority of the effort in the work for a fat chick.
yeah, yeah. She does have good qualities that I like,
Mm-hmm. Of course.
and I mean, you've already said it's like, yeah, I just hate to go back to
Yeah.
because dating just sucks ass. I hate to go back to that.
Yep. That's what it is, dude. That's really all that's stopping you right there. That's the real fear. Because if you had another woman lined up right now with equal, qualities, whatever, you would have dumped this one right away, without even waiting.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.